Yes, you can start.
Okay, so hello and my sincere greetings to everyone. I welcome you all to this insightful discussion about what is Web 3.0 and why is everyone talking about it. My name is Syed Bilal Qasim and I'm working in the Huawei Cloud team and I'm a learner myself of the cutting edge technologies. The internet has always been about connecting people. Over the past 3 decades, internet technologies has evolved and the way we all interact with web that has evolved as well. Much has changed in the three eras that happened for the web, which was Web 1.0, the first version of the web, started with the deployment and the development of web browser in 1991. It consisted a static website with content written by very few people and organization, and other can only read it. The next generation of web has resolved these issues and have interactability. So now the people can interact, people can make their own content, they can comment, upload videos, images, etc. But the problem with this version of web was the privacy issues that everyone was facing. And to resolve these issues, the Web 3.0 has arrived. So, moving forward, any innovation starts with a vision. Most of them wanted the web that guarantee data privacy and ensure free speech. The invention of blockchain technologies, which allowed peer-to-peer electronic cash transactions without intervention of bank, gives hope of creating a decentralized web as well, where the user privacy and free speeches are guaranteed. So I'm not going to talk a lot about it because we have two experts here today in this domain, and who are going to be talking about the revolutionaries way, how these technologies are going to change the way we interact with things and the way we interact with people, and what challenges and opportunities that these technologies will bring. So Mr. Alessio Pagani received MSc degree in computer engineering and PhD degree in information technology from Politecnico di Milano. During his graduate here, he has developed the business aspect of his research interest, co-founding one of the first Italian startup involved in the design of the blockchain solution. He is doing a postdoc from Alan Turing Institute. Alessio is also working in nChain, where he is working as a senior researcher. We have Mr. Hilal with us, who is an engineer and entrepreneur working in the game development industry from the past 8 years. He is also the founder and the CEO of Aptech Media and executive body member of IDGA Pakistan. He is one of the earlier believer in Web 3.0 and metaverse and working in the field from the last couple of years. So, Mr. Elasio, my first question is from you, and it's about the Web 3.0. Since everyone is talking about it these days, blockchain is considered to be the building block of the Web 3.0. So, what foundation is it setting for the Web 3.0, the blockchain technologies?
Yeah, hello. Thank you for the question and for the introduction. Yeah, so as you said, this is a shift in the paradigm. So we started with Web 1, where we had static content and we had customers and producers, which were different. Then we moved to Web 2.2, where users were customers, but also producers. Like you said, web as a platform in Web 2.0. So in that case, we had uh, these users also producing the content in social media, Facebook, YouTube, this kind of stuff. The problem with that internet is that we have these big tech companies which control the data and control what happens on these big platforms. So with Web 3.0, the aim is to decentralize the internet, and that's why we need the blockchain. Blockchain, as you said, is the foundation for decentralization. Is the plumbing that allows the Web 3.0. In this Web 3.0, users are at the center. So we remove the big techs, remove all the problems that they created with privacy, control of data, ownership of data. And at this point, users are not only producers and customers and producers of the data, but also the owners of the data. That's the big revolution. And this is based on decentralization. That's why we want blockchain technology. You can think, just for those of you who don't know what is the blockchain, in a few words, you can think
Hmm.
of the blockchain as a ledger which is distributed along several peers, several nodes. So there is no central point. This ledger is in all these nodes, and so anyone can access it and anyone can write on it, and no one can prevent someone to write on it because we have different nodes that agree on the consensus. And this is very powerful because we remove this centralization point. And this basically, to conclude, we have these blockchains that enables this new Web 3.0, and this give us trustless because there is no trusted central point, permissionless because anyone can write on the blockchain and access the Web 3.0. But it also provides data security because blockchain is secure by design, scalability, interoperability, just to name a few. And for
Hmm.
the users, this is very important because it allows you to have higher privacy, more control of your data. And yeah, this is basically the features of the blockchain. And I think the other, last thing, very important is that not only Web 3.0 is about web applications, but it expands the market because it can create new forms of economics or finance based on decentralization, tokens, for example, this kind of stuff.
Perfect, perfect. And to just to mention, Huawei Cloud also have a blockchain service which is highly available for the secure blockchain platform, allowing enterprises and developers for conveniently create, deploy, manage applications with the super performance and high efficiencies on Huawei Cloud. So, and I hope there are these kind of services available on the other cloud service providers as well, which the developers can utilize. So my second question is from Hilal, who is working in the metaverse from the past couple of years. So Hilal, how you see Web 3.0 and what is and why is it always mentioned with metaverse?
Hi Dalal, hello Alessio, hello everyone. Uh, mm, Thanks for having me. To like keep it very short and brief, I will say like the metaverse and Web 3.0 they came like in the same time, but they were like they were in the start like two different things. But when like the immersive like for the immersive experience of the users and like so they step into a virtual world and like
I think there is some problem with Hilal right now. So maybe we can ask Hilal, if you can just check your internet connectivity and get back, then we can continue with the answers. Meanwhile, I'm gonna have a second question from Mr. Alessio as well, which is about the ecosystem. So Web 3.0 is the ecosystem is witnessing a lot of challenges these days. So if there is a challenge, there is always an opportunity. So what kind of opportunities it can brought to the startup and developer ecosystem and communities globally? And how do you think that Web 3.0 ecosystem development can flourish?
So I think, yeah, I agree. There are some challenges, and in my opinion, we are in a situation which is similar to the dot-com bubble at the end of the last century. So at that time, we assisted to a massive adoption and growing the use of internet, and now we are
Hmm.
seeing something similar in Web 3.0. So like before, I think there is a bit of risk because you can bet on the wrong technology, you can bet on you know, develop a startup that could fail because we are in a situation where we are creating something new. But as you said, where there is a challenge, there is an opportunity. And like
Hmm.
for the dot-com bubble, I think we are in a place at the moment where we can actually shape the future, shape the next, I don't know, 10, 20 years of the internet. And this is exciting, I think, especially for people like us that are here today to discuss this stuff. This is very exciting. And maybe someone in this audience could be the next one creating, a new Facebook, a new Twitter, and
Mhm.
maybe a better and more honest one, a more transparent one. So I think these are the opportunities that we
Yeah,
can
and we
have.
have also witnessed the big companies like Facebook and other stepping into the Web 3.0
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now. So are there any possibilities for any new startups who want to work in this field to be a competitor of
I,
these big
I
brands in any
I
ways?
believe so. I believe so. I mean, I think that they
Okay.
are approaching the Web 3.0 from a more, of course, from they are trying to adapt their business case to this Web
Okay.
3.0. But I think we
Hmm.
have startups that could. Since this space is so big, is so new that anyone that has a great idea could actually say, okay, this is my idea, and could become the next Google. So you don't need to compete
Okay.
because you can become the next one. I can
Okay.
name, I don't know, a few possible, options you can think about. I don't know, decentralized applications. This is big. You can have new social media. All the new gig economy will be based on Web 3.0. So you can think about the new Uber, the new Airbnb. All these applications could be developed, and there is a lot of space for new startup. Also, finance. We can have an entirely new finance based on
Hmm.
Web 3.0. So not only web applications, but have financial
Hmm.
instruments without intermediaries. So imagine to have accounts without banks or loans without banks. This is
Hmm.
all within the ecosystem of Web 3.0, borderless transfer, CBDC, central bank digital coins. In the company where I work at nChain, we are a blockchain company, and we are already assisting to this phenomenon. A lot of startups are succeeding. They are creating a lot of new tools based on digital tokenization is very big because there is art and real estate. You can have digital identities. I think we were discussing before the metaverse, and this is like
Exactly.
a broad shift in how we interact with technology. This is a
Exactly.
new immersive environment in computers where we have virtual reality, virtual worlds. So we can have like our identities, like avatar in the form of NFT on the blockchain, moving in different environments, in different metaverses. And I mean, brands are investing millions in this stuff. So if you
Hmm.
have the good idea, the one good idea, I think you will have no problem in succeeding. But as I said, there is
Okay.
a challenge.
Perfect.
So you
Perfect.
have to be
So
aware of the
so
risk.
yeah, metaverse. Yeah, so metaverse is all about experience, right? So I think if Hilal, you're still here, you can tell us more about the metaverse and how is it setting the foundation for the Web 3.0? Because blockchain is one part, but the metaverse is more about the experience. And then we're gonna have one question from the audience also. So Hilal, I think Hilal is still not here. Okay, so Alessio, the question from
Maybe
an audience.
just to briefly answer your question, I think they are two different things.
Okay.
Blockchain is like the foundation, is the plumbing.
Hmm.
On top of blockchain, you will have the metaverse. So they are two different layers. So
Okay.
it's like blockchain is like the TCP/IP, the foundation for the internet, and then you have those applications, and the metaverse will be the container for all those
Hmm.
applications that we discussed before.
That's perfect. That's perfect. So there was one question from the audience about the cons or maybe the bad things about Web 3.0 because we are talking about freedom.
Yeah.
So what kind of freedom are we talking about? Freedom of speech. It can be harmful also. And
Well,
this is what I was reading in the morning about the challenges of Web 3.0. So what is your comment about the cons or the negative part of the Web 3.0 and how it's gonna be resolved? How the data governance and these kind of things are gonna help the legislation bodies are gonna help the developer communities, etc. So what is your take on this part?
so I think, yeah, I agree. See, when we are in a decentralized ecosystem, anyone has the power to do anything, and this is good because you have freedom of speech. But this is also a problem because bad things can happen. You can have scams, you can
Exactly.
have hacks. So I think we
Hmm.
need regulation. We need help from governments that help. to prevent this stuff, and we need also help from the developer community to be, the white hackers, the good people that help and protect the community from this stuff. And I
Hmm.
think just to add, if I if I can think about other problems, it could be that there is already digital divide because not all the people have access to the internet at the
Hmm.
moment. And if we become more internet oriented, if we have metaverse, we will have a part of the world connected to the metaverse and the part
Hmm.
that is not connected more far away. And this is a problem. So we need to provide the instruments, the tools for everyone to access this new Web 3.0. And of course, the other problem is that if we depend too much on internet, I mean, it's an ethical problem. Do we really want to spend our time on the metaverse? There are good things, but we are human at the end. So
Again, yeah, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, so thank you, Alessio. I'm gonna have one final message that you want to share with the developer communities and the startup communities, how they can step into this thing called the metaverse or the Web 3.0, and also up to the developers, how they can kickstart their development career in the Web 3.0.
well, I think we are lucky now because we have Web 2.0. So we have
Yeah.
access to a lot of resources. We have a lot of tools available online. We have a lot of platforms, so we can discuss. We have communities where we can discuss this stuff. We have
Hmm.
videos where this stuff are described. So if you are interested, just well, if you want, you can contact an expert. You can contact me. You can contact all the guys in this conference. I think everyone here is more than happy to support and help. But I think to start, if you have an idea, just I don't know, look around and find your solution and try to apply to find the tools that you need and use them. I mean, developers are very good at doing that. So
Thank you so much, Alessio. And I would like to thank all the audience. I hope you guys have learned about, a lot about the Web 3.0. And one last thing that I'm gonna mention is about the future of technology. So blockchain and the Web 3.0 is the future, and the early adoptive people who are gonna adopt these technologies earlier are gonna have more opportunities in the future. So my recommendation is to everyone. So please go and study about these technologies. And if you have any questions, you can contact the remote fest team and the remote base team, and they can connect you with the experts like Alessio and a lot of other experts in our organization. So thank you so much, everyone, for taking out time. And we are gonna see you soon with some other episode of maybe the Web 3.0 episode number 2 with Elasio. Thank you so much, everyone.
thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.